All right, we are in the Go Long tournament. We're in the opening round in the rookie division, and we'll see what we can get done. I have no idea what's at the top. I'm assuming it takes 18 as the minimum score, and I think that you're going to have to pick up at least, I don't know what it is in the opening round, but I think in the weekend round you're going to have to pick up at least 2 to 3 on a side. So let's say 2.5 on a side, so that you have to pick up 5, so you're going to have to be at 23. In the weekend round, I mean, this is really what I want to be shooting for. Right now, I'd like to get, 36 plus 5 is 41. Sorry. Am I doing bad math here? What are you doing? So 41 plus. That's what I think you got to shoot. We'll see. We'll see what it is. Now, I shot a 19 here. In my odd account, I shot a 20. I shot a 21 and I dropped one. So I tested my notes out. So I think I have 3 or 4 of the holes. And the other ones I didn't hit perfect on, so I have no idea. So we'll see. We'll see what the deal is. Hole number 1. I'm trying to get out into this zone right here and go. I'm trying to do the rough bump. So I'm going to take a bag that's got a Goliath. If I can get out there far enough, I can get into max Goliath range, which is good. So let's see what we got. What bag do I have a Goliath in? I better put a Goliath in one of these bags. Maybe this one. Alright. Let's think about what we got here. I'm going to set this back up with the Goliath. That bag works. I don't think there's any of these holes that I'm using a rock on. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to take that bag to start off with. And I'm going to take a Kingmaker. And the deal is, on the second shot, the 3 side spin could come in handy so that you don't have to ride along the edge in order to do the rough bump. Now, I'm not so sure. Nah, I think a Kingmaker is definitely the way to go. There's several of these holes that I drove pretty good and I had a red line issue. I'll see if I can remember them as I go along. Maybe. Get my trusty dusty calculator up. 1.1 times the wind divided by 1.2. And I'm going to take out the side wind and then put the forward moving wind back in. It is possible, depending on how big the tailwind is, I may or may not put it back in. It is possible to overdrive this. Now, if you got mid-level stuff, it's hard to get over, just a raw distance to get over. You may have to bring out a bigger power ball just to get over to that side. .4, 2.2 rings. I'm going to start off right there. 2.2. Let's put the forward moving wind back in. And 1 ring right to the right. And we'll see if I over curled it just right. I remember playing this hole when I had like a mid-level extra mile. And one of the things that the new balls have done is they've really leveled out the field. because you can bring out a bigger power ball that's got topspin boost, and you're basically hitting with the same as if you had an upper developed club. Yes, it does cost a bigger ball, and yes, Playdemic is a ball manufacturer, so that's just the way it works. They sell lots of other stuff now. They've tried to branch out and diversify their business. I shouldn't say Playdemic, I should say EA Sports. Alright, this is +0 to the cup, wherever I'm at in my club. Should be in Goliath, right at max, pretty close. $1.9 divided by 1.8. It's 1.05 rings. Here's 105. Hitting it dead center perfect. And short. Arr, arr. I did leave it a little bit short. I was expecting it to roll out a little bit more, and it didn't. That's pretty much right where I think I'd left it. It was breaking a little bit to the right as well. That's the first time I haven't made that this week. I made it in both my 77 and my out account. That's alright, we got to leave something on the table. We can't get too greedy. If I make all the shots in the opening round, what am I going to have in the weekend round? I'm on the right track though. Here we go. Eagle. It's not the Albie you're looking for, but it will work. Alright, hole number 2, I was using an extra mile on this hole, but we'll see what it is. It's -10 to the cup. I'm not sure if I've made this hole, but I'm not sure if I've hit in it perfect yet, so let's go look at it. I can't remember. I try not to remember this kind of stuff. Alright. I'm trying to get to right here, and I've been in the right spot, but I have not hit it perfect into the cup yet, so I really don't know. Like, in the past I've done -10 here, but I'm not so sure. It's not like -10, -0.1 or something in that range. Is that really hole number 2? Alright, alright. I'm going to take the same stuff. That same bag of work. This isn't a bad wind to hit over to this side. Like, I'm trying to hit it over here, but hitting over on the drive going to the left, because it looks like if you get out to that spot, you'll have pure tailwind right to the cup. Whereas the spot that I'm hitting to, I'm going to have a little more side than tail. Yeah. So if you hit it where my opponent's trying to hit out there, you can see you're going to have almost pure tailwind going to the cup. I think if you go on that side over there, it's definitely long iron. And if you want to do the rough bump, you really need to bring a Goliath, I believe. There's 3 ways you can go at it if you're over here. You can bounce over the rough and come up to the cup. You can do the rough bump, or you can try and backspin it up. I'm going to put on 6 topspin. 6 and a titch. 3.8 divided by 1.2. 3.16 rings. There's 316. And a 2-ring grate to the right will probably put me in the rough or the sand. I might get lucky and skirt it. Woo! Close. Opponent's got the right idea. They're on minimum Goliath. I'm not sure what a level 8 Goliath hits. They're obviously using the wind ring method, so they have a plan. 0.9 times the wind divided by wherever I'm at in my club. So I'm saying I'm not sure it's like not minus 10, minus 0.1. I've seen a bunch of people just barely miss. There's max. There's mid. There's mid. Mid club. 2.3 per ring. .2 divided by 2.3, 1.25 rings, 1 1/4. I'd like to hit it in here perfect, is what I'd like to do. Oh, jeez. Woo! If you can't be good, be lucky. Jeez. If you're going to hit it on the one side or the other, hitting it to the one side's always better. Alright. Man, that was luck. Now I'm all confused. I've hit it great in there, and it looked like if I hit it perfect, it'd be right on, but that is brutal. Awesome, but brutal. Alright, we will take the drop. The force is with me, I am one with the force. The force is with me, I am one with the force. Hole number 3. My notes say 0 plus 0.1, maybe. This is one I've only taken one good shot at the cup. I ended up in the rough right here once, and then I did end up in the right spot once. Actually, I haven't ended up in the fairway. I ended up in the rough here. I screwed up with my odd account, and I dropped. This is the hole I dropped, and in my 77 account I got over, and I ended up in this area right here. With a 3 Powerball and a tailwind, you can try and bump out of this rough and get out into this area with max overpower. And I think I'm going to bring a 5 Powerball just so that I don't have to do. I'm not sure I have to do. I might still have to do overpower. We'll see. Now you can do this with a sniper. So the question is, which ball or which club to bring? Sniper or Cataclysm? I'd really like to use my Cataclysm just because I just got my Cataclysm to level 7 here not too long ago, and I haven't made a lot of shots with it. I like to build some confidence in it. 2.6, about 2 rings and a titch. And 70 rings great. That was definitely 70 rings great to the left. And in the rough again. I evidently want to play this shot from the rough, so the deal is that you don't have to bring anything big if you play from here and you just try and get it over. You could actually play this with a 3-power ball and your big topper, and you can run your top spin out and get out into that area right there without anything big at all. And I might actually switch to that, because the deal is I'd rather take the shot from the fairway than take the chance of getting up in the rough or the sand. And where my opponent's out, they're in big ass trouble. Big trouble. Yeah. There's Max. I'm in Max Club. It's 2 per. I play my Nirvana at 2 per ring at max. Couple backspin. Or 3.7 divided by 2 plus 0.1. I'm gonna do 2 rings. It's 1.95, but I'm gonna do 2. Hitting it perfect. Get in the hole. A little bit of an underpull. 10% there would have been 1.1 times and 2.13. I'm not sure if just 0.1 would have been enough. Let me make some notes here. It's hard to tell when you're not in a dang fairway. Now my opponent did the wise thing. I was trying to get greedy and see if I could recover up there, and ended up in the rough. Couldn't make it around the bend, but my opponent put themselves in a good spot to try and recover. That should be either max on wedge or short iron for him. Now it's going to be short iron. Areas where your ball guide is appearing and disappearing like that, it's because you're going through some undulations and your ball guide can't keep up. So do not trust your ball guide. It's lying. Close. Close. So close. Alright, hole number 4. Hole number 4. Let's look at hole number 4. I put plus 40 on the drive, so I think I know which hole it is. Yeah, this is the Southern Pines hole. If you can get far enough up in here, you can get into your long iron range. And I'm not so sure if you can get all the way to the tip, you couldn't get into your short iron range. And there's a beautiful rough bump. And I'm going to do minus 10, minus 0.1 on the second shot if I can get to the right spot. This wouldn't be a bad hole for a topspin boost ball to try and get yourself as far up this channel as you can get. But I'm going to just use a Kingmaker. This is one of those holes that you can find yourself, if you don't get far enough, you can find yourself in between clubs. And that's what's happened to me the last 2 times. I either need to be shorter so that I'm in minimum long iron, or I need to get a little bit farther so that I'm in maximum short iron, or excuse me, long iron. And I could bring out a smaller ball, and that would force me to get into long iron, or excuse me, wood. get my tongue to work here. But the deal is that if you're too short out here, for me, it's important to watch the angle, because if you're up in here, you've got a perfect little T rough bump, but if the wind is blowing straight back this way, then you may have to work yourself into the sand. That is a pretty big rough area there, so you should have a little bit of leeway, but let's see which way the wind's working. That wind is there. I think I'm just gonna try and get farther in. I'm gonna try and get farther in. I'm gonna take that bag and I'm gonna take a Kingmaker once again. Now let's think about this. Let's make sure I take this bag. Is that what I want to do? That is what I want to do. Minimum distance for your woods is the same, and I'm not going to be close to max. If I end up short shooting it, I will have plenty of room with my sniper. I'd like to get out there far enough to be in maximum long iron. What I did find the other day was I was in the spot where I could use my long iron, and I normally play my long iron at 0.9 per ring. But I definitely needed to play it at 1 per ring. .9 divided by 1.2, 2.41 rings. And it carries a mile down in here, but I don't think I'm going to carry that far. I still would have liked to. I think I'm right in that spot where I'm kind of in between clubs. It would be better if I'm going to be in this spot on a regular basis to bring my Goliath, because its maximum distance is minimum distance for a wood. There is a non-existent red line. You're either in your wood or you're either in your Goliath. And since we have tailwind this week, I would always be in my Goliath. In one-on-one play, I always played it outside. Sometimes you get the right wind and you can, with a marlin, get over to the other side, but it's difficult. There's the red line. Dang it. Dang it. And I don't have a lot of room here. I barely have enough topspin to get me there. 2.9 times 0.9 divided by 1. It's 2.61. I'm going to do 2.5. If I can remember what I'm doing. I was talking and forgot to put in my numbers and get my calculator all set up. I need to pull a little bit more than that. This hole and me have a history. I've made a lot of shots on this hole, but I've also had a lot of shots where it's like, man, I thought I had it, and then I come out and then it doesn't work. Let's divide that by 0.9. That would have been 2.9 rings instead of 2.5. 2.9 would have been too much. I I did minus 10, minus 0.1, and the minus 0.1 definitely hurt me, but I think I still needed to pull a little bit more than that. 2.6, 0.9, minus 0.1, and 2.8. 2.8 might have been a little closer. I think a Goliath is the way to go on that. I'm going to make a note. I'm going to make a note. Goliath. Hole number 5. Hole number 5. Let me look here real quick at clubs. Long iron. I was already in long iron. Long iron. Wind chart. Level 9. Power 3 ball. 0.9. I've been hitting my Grizzly at 0.9, but it did seem like I overpulled it the last time, and I took off 10, so I'm on the drawing board. Hole number 5. We'll work on it on the back. Let's come up with a game plan on the back. Let's change what I did on that. I'm just going to do the minus 10. Alright. We got a great shot on this hole as well. Let's see what we can get done here with the numero uno bag and a Titan. Now this is another one. Was this another one of those holes, I think, where let me switch this bag up to a Goliath. Let me set up a bag that's got a Goliath in it. APOC. Goliath. If we can get our act together here. Sniper. I'm going to take that back. With a Titan. Here we go. And I was doing 6 to 7 topspin. .1 times the wind divided by 1.2. There's 2.3. It's 2.1 rings. There's 3. There's 6. There's 7. 7 topspin. 2.1. Isn't it perfect? Perfecto. You don't see very many of those with me very often. .403. Let's mark that down as well. 403. Man, it's been hot at my house. I was in the south and it was hot there, but it was really humid, so it was hot and humid. And the humidity was pretty brutal. They had a hurricane that came through there right before I got there, and so everything was just soaking wet in South Carolina. And in the lowland in South Carolina, the low country, it holds water the soil's got sand, so much sand that it just, the standing water everywhere. It disturbed mosquitoes from the prehistoric age. I think the Jurassic period mosquitoes were coming out. So if you walked outside, you were getting attacked by mosquitoes. And ticks. I hate ticks. And then I came home. Our humidity's not as high here, but it has been in the hundreds. And we still have humidity, probably 30 or 40%. And my opponent is timing out. Yes, they are timing out. Out of time. 0.9 times 4.4 divided by 1.2. Two rings. I don't want to be going through it that much. It does roll out here. I'll do 3.2 rings. Getting it perfect. Whew. Sometimes you get that where it didn't pull it enough. All right. Back to the drawing board on that one. That's the first time I've hit it perfect in there all week, so no idea. In the hole. LA has forfeited. There we have it. Hey, I won a chest. What do you know? Let's make sure I have some empty slots. It's not as intuitive to see your empty slots anymore because we have extra steps that we have to go through, and when you come back you got extra steps. Let's make sure we have some empty slots. I'm anticipating on winning some. Hole number 6. What is in store for us with hole number 6? All right. This is definitely a hole we want to try and dig ourselves up here, and this is a good hole to bring out a topspin boost ball, but I believe you can do it with a 3-power. And I have just the ball to meet the bill. Excuse me, 6-power. Man, I'm going to have to get it's going to take a while to get my vocabulary right. And I'm doing +0 rounding up to the cup. If I can get to the right spot. And I'm going to take that bag right there. If I can get to the right spot, and you can overdrive this. If you brought out the right stuff and you hit it just right, you might be able to overdrive it all the way to the green side, but it's kind of tricky to do that because at the very end you're going through that rough, and it's, you know, then you're just rolling the dice. You have no control over it, so I just would like to get up here into the tip, so I've got a nice short iron shot to the cup. Man, that, oh, they didn't take the wind out. Still looks like they didn't put enough curl on it. They got a good shot from there, though. Four, 4.5 divided by 1.2 is 3.75 rings. There's 375. A little bit of curl just to bring it back up through the middle. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if I got my curl right. I want to try and come up through the deepest part of that so that I can have the most distance to run. Perfect. Perfecto. Now I'm going to do +0 and round up. I should be in my thorn, but I'm not sure where I'm going to be in my thorn. There's man. So I'm at minimum thorn. So it's 3.8 divided by 3.5. 1.08. So I'm going to do 1.1 rings. .1. Oh, jeez. Perfect spot. Perfect spot. Hit it perfect and it goes in the hole. I made this one the other day on my odd account. I did hit it perfect and that works. 0 round up. Alright. I know that works. Dag nabbit. Finish this round and go get something to eat and maybe I'll feel better. Maybe I'll hit more perfects. Maybe. Doubtful, but maybe. It's been a long week, and it was only 4 days. And it was still a long week. Hole number 7. Hole number 7. What is hole number 7? Hole number 7. Hey, get on there. You're in the right spot. Alright. I'm trying to get over here, but I'm not. I really would like to get over here. If we can get the, if we can get everything going our way, we'll see. We will see. What we need to bring out for this amazing shot is a power 5 ball. There's a good chance we're going to end up in the rough over there, so I'm going to bring out. Where's the wind blowing? I really feel like bringing out one of these balls, but I only have 3 of them left. And this ball right here cuts the wind down, and I really would like to use a little bit of wind. Alright, we'll bring this. Let's bring the big boy. The big hitter. It only took 7 years to get. I am definitely going to use every bit of wind, every bit of everything. And I'm not going to have a lot of wind because that ball cuts the wind down a lot. So it'll have to be, I'll have to muscle it over there. But there's a good chance if I end up over there, I'm going to end up in the rough. So a precision ball is not bad. If I can get over there. That's a big IF. Capital IF. Bold and capital. Hit a one ring great to the right. That shouldn't hurt me, but I don't think I'm going to make it all the way over where I end up hitting the fairway there. I would have needed to bring out a ball that has less wind to try and really push myself over to get on that track to get on. You can an expert, and I believe you can a master as well, but you can definitely get over there. Pro is a little bit difficult because the winds aren't high enough. All right, hole number 7. Let's see if we can get this in the hole. My opponent looks like they might be in the hole. I've made a lot of albies on this hole, but I don't think I've ever made one during a tournament. Well, I think, no, I take that back. I have. Not many. Maybe one. There's Nin. There's Max. So I'm at mid club. It's 2.3 per ring at mid. .4 divided by 2.3. 1.14 rings. I'm going to do 1.1. Hitting it perfect. Good thing I had a precision ball. I would have hit that just a bit outside. I read my notes wrong. I rounded it down and I should have rounded it up. I'll make a note. We'll get it right on the back. In the hole. I still have no notes for hole number 9 though. So I have that going for me. But hole number 8, I do have some notes. What is hole number 8? Hole number 8. Alright, this is another one of those holes just like the last one where it's good to get, like, if you can get all the way up in there, it's good. I haven't seen anybody do the rough bump here where they get them in this area and they do the rough bump. If you get into the right spot and you practice this so you're in the right spot for that rough bump, it's not bad. I find that it's hard to set up, and I really don't like hitting underneath the tree like that. But I've seen my buddy Dunner hit this shot many times and make the albie. But I like going over here. And let's see, what am I going to use? What am I going to use here? This is another one of those holes that would be good to have a 3 or a 6 power, 6 side spin maybe topspin boost ball. Power. I think if you bring out a let's see what I have for six power balls. Some side spin, no wind. All right, we'll take out a player ball. We'll take out the playa. This is another hole I'm not so sure that we don't have a shot, a rough bump shot, if I brought out a Goliath. I'm going to bring out a Goliath just to see if that shot's there, if I can end up in the fairway. And that is a big if. Big. But it looks like there is a rough bump there. It's a long rough bump, but it does look like there is a rough bump there. If I remember correctly, you're in kind of like mid club, mid long iron. .4, 3.11 rings. Let's put some curl on it to bring it back to the fairway. And a 1-ring grate to the right, just for good measure. That is going to put me, I'm not so sure that I'm hitting it any farther with that, just not doing any overpower as opposed to digging it down in here and doing overpower so you get as maximum distance as you possibly can, and then putting max curl on it to try and go along. If you're using an APOC that's got all of its curl, you want to be about 6 rings off that rough, and if it doesn't have all of its curl, if it's in like the 74 or that range, before it gets into the 90s, probably need to be about 4 rings off. Oh, I'm in thorn range. There's max thorn. It's 3.9 divided by 1.7. It's 1.29, and I'm going to add on 1, so it's 1.4 rings. .4. It was probably like 1.45. I jiggled it, hitting it perfect. Not enough at all. A mile off. I was doing +10 and I was a mile off. I missed it on the other side. I overpulled it, so I took the 10 off to see where I'd be. And that was definitely not enough. Definitely. Oh. That would probably be why I was supposed to... I pulled one... Did I just do 1.4 and I should have did 2.4? This is why it's so important to record your own video, because you can go like, why was I way off? And then you go back and watch your video and you go, what a dummy. I was supposed to do 2.4. It was 2.29 and I added on 1, so it was 2.39. So I rounded it up to 2.4 and then I ended up pulling 1.4. That's why it was off. Let's go back and take that again and see if it works. That would explain it. So let me erase the 10. Now we're back to the drawing board. A whole ring. That's funny. And people wonder why I play rookie. I play rookie because it's fun and you don't have to spend a shit ton of money. If you play Masters and you're not spending $400 to $800 a month, I'm not saying you can't win, but you're going against people that have bought $100 packs every time a ball comes out, and when they go practice, they practice the whole 27 times with a ball that they bought in a $100 pack until they make it. And so in Masters right now, they're probably shooting 42 plus at the top. And so in order to get that, you've got to bring out the big stuff. And every time you practice, you have to bring out the big stuff. So I played a game where you have to spend $300 to $1,000 a month just to maintain your stuff. And I'm not interested in doing that again. Ever. All right. This is the question. Do you go for it? You can go for it and try and get over here onto this side. I really think if you brought out the right ball, you might be able to actually get up on it. Like if you brought out a topspin boost ball and really tried to get up there. You have to get your bounces right. So you get a bounce that's on this side of the rough and a bounce that's on the other side so that you can really run forward. You don't want your bounce when you're coming through here where you don't want your bounce to hit in the rough, because then it'll just die. You'll get through, but you really want to bridge that gap and then continue to run. Which way's the wind blowing? That wind is blowing good. Let's take a Zerk and let's go for it. What the heck? What the heck? It's the Go Long tournament. Anybody can lay up. I think the smart move is to lay up, because then you get a super consistent shot every time and you can really work that shot. Whereas if you go for it, you're going to end up in the rough a certain percentage of the time, and that's not nearly as good as ending up in the fairway. .9. It's 2.9 divided by 1.2. Hey, 2.9, 241. Let's put that forward moving wind back on. Let's do this right here. Perfect. Let's see if we can get our bounces right. Bounce number 1, bounce number 2, bounce number 3. Get through! I'm not sure your shot over there is any better. Than just being right here. I don't know that I'm in a different club. From here you're in, I think, long iron. So, I mean, if you're in short iron, it might be worth the deal, but it's a topspin boost ball. You could definitely try and get a run at it. And it's not a bad area to bring a precision ball, because there's a good chance you're going to end up right where my opponent is in the rough. Thorn. There's man. There's Max. There's mid. mid. About mid thorn. .2 divided by 2.3. 2 rings. If I add on 10%. Now it looks like if I do hit it, it's going to go too fast and bounce off the flagpole. No, the speed was actually good. I needed to pull it just a little teeny bit more. I like those. I don't really like using the hills like that and going down. There's so many other variables that you have when you're trying to use the backboard, as opposed to just going straight to the cup. What I should have did there was pulled off over into this area right here, put a little bit of side spin on it, and tried to get closer to minimum club. A little more distance. What's up, puppies? All right, there we have it. That's the front 9. I picked up 1.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. What's up, baby?
Oh, goodness.
In the hole. All right, what did we end up with? Is that 19? That's 1.5 off from where I need to be, so that means I gotta have a monster back 9 in order to make it up. Let's see. Yeah, minus 19. I gotta get. That needed to be a minus 20.5. All right, there you have it. That's where I'm at the end of 9. Yep, did not do it. Only picked up 1. A lot of opportunities, but only did the 1. And I made a serious mistake on that 1 hole, and I was in the perfect spot. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, do all that stuff. It helps the channel. I will see you on the next one. Stay safe and have fun, my friends.